Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brad Matheny. Today is September 4th. I am trying to share with you some use practices, let's call them deployment modes for the Mint Gunslinger tools. And what we're looking at here is what I call an aggressive setup. So compared to the normal setup, which is this, using all the tools, the Bollinger Band pressure system, the day trading pressure system, the exhaustion system, the pressure wave system, the Donchian cycles, and the cycles wave system, we're now just sticking with four. We're using the pressure day trading system, the pressure cycles, because we want to learn how to take advantage of these rotating price cycles, the Donchian channel system for trending and pullback definition, and then the exhaustion system. Now, the pressure exhaustion system here and the pressure cycle system are the fastest reacting types of indicators that we have on this chart. So if you're going to try to be an aggressive day trader, you're going to rely on the cycle system and the exhaustion system, and you're going to be particularly looking for, so now we're going to focus on this trend change today. So here's today, which is earlier in the morning, before we had this little pop. Gonna restructure everything here so I can draw on this effectively. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus again on being above or below these levels. So here is the ultimate 382 level. Being above or below these levels throughout time, okay? That's going to tell us whether or not we're in predominantly bearish trending or bullish trending, and whether or not we're going to try to be aggressive or conservative with our trend. So you can see these, I'm outlining the longer term pattern structure here. When we're below these levels, like we are right here, then we are technically bearish because we are below the ultimate 382 levels. We are essentially in a dominant downward trend. When we get above all of the levels, like right over here, then we are in a predominantly bullish trend. Okay, so this is bearish, and this is bullish. Now, when we re-enter the levels, like we did here, we go back to neutral. So this is neutral. We had been bullish before. This is neutral because we do not have a defined dominant trend. We're looking for the markets to hold within these ultimate and unique 382 levels and attempt to show us some sort of trend. But what also we need to pay attention to is the fact that we're seeing these rotations, these up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down types of rotations. Okay, these are price cycle highs and price cycle lows. Very important for us to understand that we don't want to be trying to sell down in this lower area, and we don't want to be buying up in this upper area, because these are cycle highs and these are price cycle lows. If you're trying to sell into this area, you're likely going to see some pressure on your trade. You want to be selling up in this area where you have the rotation. Okay, the same thing's going to be somewhat visible here. You're going to be able to see up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. Okay, and you're going to be able to see it here as well. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then up, and then rolling down. So you can see how these all kind of line up, right? You see how we get a little rotation here that we didn't really see in this area. That's because the pressure system is, again, much more reactive to the types of price rotation than the cycle system, which is call it a second layer price cycle system. And then this is an even more smoothed trending based system. This system also includes trending. Red for bearish, green for bullish. Same thing here. We have red for bearish, green for bullish. But this is pressure. Pressure is what is driving, so I'm going to show you something here. Pressure is what is driving price. So if I were to minimize this, look at the pressure system. You can see here, this is what's called the pressure level, and this is the accumulated. The red and green is the accumulated pressure level. So now at this point, you can see that we're getting rolling pressure. Pressure is weakening to the downside, building to the upside, building to the upside, rolling down, weaker, 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 downward, downward, changes direction, upward, 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 over here, downward, downward, downward. So you can see these very clear trends, you know, up through this area here, peaking, down through this area here, up through this area here, down till this area here, up until this area here, down until this area right down here. Okay, so now look at how beautiful that trend is. Take a moment and just look. So here we have a base and a rotation right here. Boom. Bottom, rotation, trending to the upside. The cycle system's very close to, and the pressure exhaustion system changes direction. I'll mark this in a dark green. And then I will copy it, and I will come over here and say, look, we have a peak right here. I'll mark this in a dark red. Well, look, we're getting darn close to reaching the peak in price. And we start to roll over. Then we come down here to a base in trend here. Then we end up with a base in trend right here. Then we end up with a base in trend right here. And I'll make this a little lighter so it stands out. And we end up with a peak in trend here. And a peak in trend here. And we end up with a peak in trend setting up over here. We don't have any real roll yet. Actually, we do, right over in this area. So I will paste. And we have rolling price. Now, if you're an aggressive trader, okay, I want to explain to you how this is working. This is your buy zone at like 18,800. So let's take a look at this, right? So you have a buy zone right over here. We're basing, we're rolling upward. We're looking for activity. So you're buying somewhere over in here, and you're selling somewhere over in here. That's a 19, almost 20 point move to the upside. Then you have the roll down, rolling down, still in bearish trend. You're trying to sell over here, and you're trying to buy somewhere down over here. That's a 15 point cycle in trend. Okay, so now let me go ahead and change this to make it slightly red, maybe a little thicker. And we'll paste. And we have the same type of scenario here, carrying all the way down into this area, 24 points. And then another cycle rotation right here, assuming you get in here and you got out over here, 27 points. Then we have this one, make this a nice bright greenish blue. Make it a little thicker. Control CV. Now remember, this is a 3-minute QQQ chart. Okay, so assuming you got in somewhere over here, got out somewhere over here, 22 points to the upside. Come back over here, got in somewhere over here, got out somewhere up over here, 44 points to the upside. And of course, we had this big, beautiful move right here, all the way up into this peaking area, which is a good solid 92 points. So again, from an aggressive standpoint, all you really need to do is understand that we are in bearish trending through here. So let me highlight this. We're in bearish trending through here. I will highlight all of this until we get into bullish trending, which is right there. So basically, this is all bearish. Okay, that's because we're below the unique 382 level. So you would be more aggressively selling into these trends than you would be trying to buy in these pullback modes. Now, once we roll through here, we get into bullish trending. And remember, we go into bullish trending pretty much right here. And we go back into neutral trending right here. So I'll set this up as bullish and bullish. And then we go back into bullish trending right here. All the way up to about where we get out. And look at where these cycles actually rolled. So here's your cycles. Here's your cycles. Here's your cycles. We were bullish through this mode. We are bullish up in this area. We're still bullish actually all the way to about here. We go back into brief neutral and then roll back up here. But we do move into neutral trending here. So neutral trending here means that you want to be cautious. This is neutral trending. And the reason it is neutral is because we have moved into a consolidated range within the 382 level. Technically, we're in that 382 level. We're in a consolidated range here too, so I will shrink this back and copy this. So technically, we're in a combined consolidated range right here as well. Reason being is because the unique 382 level has moved down away from the ultimate 382 level. We are in a pullback trend. But still, as an aggressive trader, what do you do in these pullback modes, in these congestive ranges, these blue areas? What you do is you just cut down the amount of contracts you're trading. That's it. Until we get into trending, you want to be more cautious in these areas. When we're in defined trending like we have here, here, and here, then you're able to trade a bit more aggressively. So you can sell into this trend aggressively. You can sell, and here's our peak level back here. You can sell into this trend fairly aggressively. You can sell into this mode aggressively. You can sell into this mode fairly aggressively. Soon as we get into this mode here, you want to try to start being cautious. Pull your profits. You can still buy this trend. There's no problem with you trading this counter trend move here. It's just a matter you would probably want to stick with smaller number of contracts or options. Be a little more cautious. Same thing here. We're in a bullish trend and you're selling. You can do that. You have the peak levels that are coming right over here. You're getting confirmation of a downtrend here, rolling downward here, rolling downward here, getting very solid downward trending until we reach these lows. And these lows give you 6 to 10 minutes, roughly maybe 10, 12 minutes right in this area to try to book your profits and get out of it. Because you can see that we're coming down, we're losing momentum, we're coming down, we're losing a little bit of momentum and hooking upward here. So you could be exiting right over in these areas. It's just good solid profits. Maybe even net reversing, because remember, each one of these is a reversal trigger. So let me explain to you how this works, okay? You have the cycle system and you have the Donchian cycle system. So drag this up a little, drag this up a little. Each one of these are cycles. So think of, we come down here off a cycle low. As soon as we see that we're basing and bottoming off a cycle low, you can try to get into a potential long trade. So you can try to get long. Every single time we come here, you can try to get long. These are cycle lows. Every time we get near a cycle low, we're looking at a decent little rally. A decent little rally attempt, a decent little rally attempt, and a decent little rally attempt. Every single time. Cycle lows are then followed by cycle highs. So every time we get up here in this cycle high, you can look to try to sell. Look to try to sell. Look to try to sell. And again, we have them back here. I'll just have to drag the chart a little bit. Look to try to sell. look to try to sell. So again, it's not that hard to figure out how these systems work. It really isn't. It is a trending system combined with a cycle system. And now the cycles give you the real advantage. The trending systems help you confirm what's going on in price and what we're going to do. Look, let's carry it on a little further. This is a 3-minute NASDAQ chart. Okay, so here we go. We come over here. We get to our cycle low. Where's our cycle low, guys? Let's watch this level here until we start to get rotation. We start to get rotation pretty much right here or right here. I'll leave it right there. You can see we've got the same rotation here and the same rotation right over here. So here's our cycle base. We've rolled off our cycle high into our cycle low. Now we're rolling up into our cycle high. Where's our rotation? We start to get downward rotation right here. We're weakening. We get downward rotation right here. So I'm going to tell you right here, while we're waiting for this is our cycle high, pretty much right here. And at this point, we're waiting for the secondary trend right here to peak a little early. But you can see really if we wait for this breakdown confirmation right over here, where we start to get this real solid breakdown, you're going to see that this times it very, very well. But pay attention to what happened here. Now we come down to our cycle low. Look, guys, cycle low. Where's our basing? Basing really is right in this area. And so we have low, low, low. So I'm going to say basically right here. And at this point, we have this range where we're still basing kind of here, here, and here. And then we get off this cycle low and we roll over to this cycle high. Moving up, moving up, moving up. We start to get into basing right in this area, into rotation. I'll mark it right here. And again, just from an aggressive standpoint, so we moved into this mode, and then we move into this downward trend here, coming down into here. So let's just carry right over to where we're at. So that's going to be a minus 23-point range. So that's a $23 swing to the downside. And I'll do the downsides first. And then we have from this, we catch a little bit of a pressure wave. But remember, we know that we're in a downswing. We know that we're in a downswing. So we're just a little early. We end up catching this move. And we end up getting a 36-point down, almost 37-point downward swing. And then we come back over here and we move down to this ultimate low period right over here. Where do we get our reversal? We get an early kind of a stage reversal here, but we don't get down to the actual low until down in this area. There's our cycle low, and so we end up again with a move from about here to here, 49 points, almost 50 points. Then we end up with these moves to the upside from here to roughly here, 100 points to the upside. Then from here to here, 67 points to the upside. And then we get into this cycle. Now, this is probably going to be our first loser. Okay, so here's where we're at with this loser. Now, today was a very flat day. It really was. Now, we're going to be looking for our reversal trend pretty much right here. And then we move down into our cycle low, which is right here. Moving into our low. We're basing. Really, let's call the low right here. And then we move into our cycle high again, right here. And remember, cycle highs are looking for a top. Cycle lows are looking for a bottom. Okay, so we come back in here. We go to our line. This is our first loser of the day. And it's going to basically be a, call it a 30-point loser. Okay, 32-point loser. Then we move into this one, which is a basing up until this area, 65-point winner. And we have this one here coming down from here to here, roughly 70, 61 point winner. I mean, it's just been picking this thing apart. And here's our rotation into the end of the day. Look at this. Another cycle low setting up. That is another winner of about 40 points. So, I mean, this is really, really impressive. In my opinion, this is very, very impressive to be able to pinpoint these cycle highs and cycle lows, to be able to see them, to be able to determine that you can aggressively trade these or conservatively trade them any way you want. And now remember, this works on any chart, on any symbol, on anything. So, you know, hypothetically, let's go to Bitcoin. Okay, so let's just real quickly come in here and mark cycle lows. So we'll try to go just to the right of cycle lows and cycle highs. So here's a cycle high right up here. Control CV, just to the right. Control V, just to the right. Control V, just to the right of the cycle high. Control V, just to the right of the cycle high. Let's mark this one. Then I'll discuss what's going on here because we're getting continued weakening trend. This is a soft rollover, very mild soft rollover downward. Control V, cycle trend, up to the highs. Where do we get our rotation? Very difficult to see where we get the rotation. We get a little rotation here. I'll mark it here. We get a little further downward rotation right here, and then we get upward rotation right here. And now we're in this cycle high. So we're going to come back over here off the cycle low, set this to green, Control CV. We're going to come down here to cycle low, Control V, cycle low, Control V, cycle low, Control V. Again, we're rolling down into this cycle. We're still technically bullish at this point. We don't move into bearish trending until we get down here, where we get this exhaustion trending. So we're really looking at the cycle low taking place right there. Okay? And Control CV, we come over here to the cycle low, taking place basically right here. Control V, cycle low taking place right here off mild rotation, and then Control V, cycle low setting up pretty much right over here off of mild rotation. Now, these are just cycles. I'm not looking at anything else other than this and this and this. That's all I'm looking at. Primarily the cycles, the pressure cycles. Okay, now I get to come up here and I need to determine, hey, are we bullish or bearish? Well, look, we'll come right over here and we'll look at this chart and we'll say, are we above or below the ultimate 382 levels? Well, guys, we are below. Over here in this area, we are below the ultimate 382 level, so this is bearish. Okay, we are looking at bearish trending. Oops, did that backwards. Then we get into some rotation, slightly above, slightly below, so I'll call this neutral. And then we get into bullish trending pretty much from here. Oops, keep this active, come back here. We get into bullish trending from here all the way over to here. So this is completely bullish. That means that clearly we have the opportunity to trade to the upside. This is neutral. This is rolling trending. So in other words, we need to be cautious of this. This is rolling up and down trending. We're not getting very clear triggers here. Same thing happens here. We move into an intermediate zone here because we are between the unique and ultimate 382 levels. This then means that we need to be cautious from here to here. And then we move back into bearish trending right here. And we stay in bearish trending until the end of the day. And that means we go back into bullish trending right here. Okay, so now, how hard was that? All I did is look to see if price is above the unique and ultimate 382 levels or below the unique 382 levels. If it's above, I'm bullish, dominant bullish trending. If it's below, I'm dominant bearish trending. If it's in between or in the middle of these levels, then I'm in neutral trending. So it's very simple. Neutral trending, bearish trending, bullish trending, neutral trending, bearish trending, bullish trending. And we got a little neutral right here, but I didn't highlight it, but there is a little neutral trending right in here. Pretty much right here. So you have a little bit of neutral trending right in between there. Nice. Now remember, this is a 3-minute chart. So you're going to get these little neutral zones, and you have to be aware of them, just like you had right here. But this is where we can really make our money for the day. This rotation up here and this moderate pullback, depending on where we get the trigger. You can see we got the selling trigger here early. But boy, was it a beautiful trigger down into this area. Then this was a little bit of a washout, but it moved us into neutral trending, so we could have protected ourselves very easily. Then we moved down into bearish trending, caught a nice little low, then a rotation. Again, you don't want to trade in a bullish cycle rotation in a bearish trend. You want to trade a little more conservative. Same thing here. In bearish cycle rotation, you want to be more conservative. You might trade 3 or 4 here. You might trade 1 or 2 here. You might trade 3 or 4 here. You might only trade 1 or 2 here. Because this is a counter trend. It's a counter trend to the dominant trend. But you can see here how these systems have picked this chart apart. I mean, the whole purpose of this is to show you how to visualize price trends. I don't want you to have to guess at what you should be doing. This tells you what you should be doing every day, okay? And it works on any interval. So let's pick something else. I mean, everybody loves to trade NVIDIA or Microsoft, NVDA. Okay, fine. Well, gee, Brad, let's take a look at something else. Okay, let's go to 30-minute. What should we be doing on NVIDIA? I don't know. Let's take a look at it. What do you think? Scam calls are perpetual. So what do you think? Look, we have bullish trending very clearly right in this area up until right there. I'll move it 1 to the left. Come on, mouse. Okay, and then we have bearish trending from, let's call it right here, because this is, I'll call the rest of this neutral. So bearish trending basically from right here all the way down. And remember, this is a 30-minute chart, guys. So I haven't changed anything. I'm just showing you that it works on anything. Okay? Doesn't matter what it is, it works on it. Now we get a little bit of neutral trending here. So I'll draw this in neutral trending because we're between the ultimate here and unique levels, and we roll into this sideways trend, just kind of rolling in and out of neutral trending right through here. So I'm going to highlight this as neutral trending. And again, I'll change the color of this. I don't like that middle blue level. There we go. And again, we have neutral trending right down here. So you can see we're in between the ultimate and unique 382 levels until we get into this breakout range right here. So this is neutral trending. This is bullish trending. This is neutral trending. Must be cautious through here. Smaller positions. Try to take quicker targets. This is dominant bearish trending. We can be as aggressive as we want on the downside. Play our protective upside trades more conservatively. Okay? Now, well, I don't know, guys. It's kind of hard for me to see where the cycles are. Let's go ahead and start marking them. Okay, cycle bottom. Cycle bottom. Cycle bottom. Cycle bottom right here. Cycle bottom. Really need to wait this one out. So right about there. Cycle bottom. Now I'm just looking. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a hook upward. I'm looking for some sort of confirmed hook upward. You can see we've got this flash trend moving down. So where I would mark this is after the flash trend bottom, basically right there. That gives us, we've got a hook up, we've got a secondary hook up, we've got a third hook up. So I'm looking for confirmation. So paste, cycle bottom. Now you help me. Where am I getting the hook? I've got a nice little hook right there, nice little hook right there, nice little hook right here. Cycle bottom. Look, here we don't get a very clean bottom. Still moving down, still moving down. We actually get a fairly decent hook right there. I'll mark that as our hook. Even though we're early, we get some rotation. Can't lie. That's a cycle bottom as far as I'm concerned. And now down here, deeper low, still moving downward, getting a little bit of a hook up. We're looking for a real solid hook here. So I'm going to say pretty much right there. So now we'll come back over here, Control V, cycle bottom, we'll mark here. Control V, cycle bottom, we'll mark back over here. This one is fairly clear. See how clean this one was? And then we get a cycle bottom back over here. Really right there. Okay, now cycle tops. So paste, cycle top. Now hopefully you guys can see these. That's what I'm hopefully teaching you, is that you can see these. I want you to be able to visually see this, because this is going to help you trade. Cycle top, cycle top, get a little roll here. I'm highlighting this because we do get this roll downward right here. So I'm taking it as a false little breakdown right here. Kind of just showing you that it does fail sometimes. And you just trade it. You trade right through it. Okay, cycle top. Where's our weakness? Peaking, peaking, peaking. Finally, we get our breakdown right here. Control CV. Peaking, peaking, rolling downward. Finally, get our breakdown pretty much right here. Control CV. And remember, we're in neutral trending right here. So, breakdown, Control V. Breakdown, Control V. Rally, rally, rally. See right here? Rally, 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 rally. Little bit of moderate rotation here, but we don't get our confirmation of a breakdown until right there. Okay, and then lastly, we get our last little breakdown right there. Okay, so now, fairly simple. You're a swing trader. You're 30 minutes into this chart. You're trying to figure out how you want to trade it. Look at this. So let me just give you an example. We've just mapped out this entire chart. You've got a swing from here to here in a neutral zone. You take a small position, you're getting $2, 1.68%. You take a small position from here to here, and you get yourself $3.54. You take a small position from here to here, and you get kind of bumped around on this move. You lost 240 off this rolling downward trend, which is a new day, by the way. Just a gap in days. Then you come in here, you take your long trade, you roll across here, another gap in trade. You probably wouldn't hold it overnight, so you get out right here, and you're looking at a minus 154. We'll do the same thing here, wouldn't hold it overnight. You're looking at 17 cents profit, maybe flat. And then you got yourself your new downtrend. And here we go in this mode. We got a cycle base. You come across from this level over to approximately this level. Let's just go down here. And so you can see here, you're losing some money on these down cycle trades, right? But look at what happens here. From here down, because you're catching the dominant cycle trend. You make $3.17 to the downside. You make, from this gap, you wouldn't hold it overnight, starting off right here till the end of the move, you make 69 cents to the downside. Starting again from here, from this opening price level to the end of the move, you make $7.73. Starting out from here, we just have this little downward roll. And again, it's very, very clean. Same thing back over here. Uptrend, you go from here to approximately here, make $2.31. Uptrend from here to here, $4.84. Uptrend from here to here, about zero. Flat trade. Uptrend from here to here, make $2.93. Uptrend from here to approximately here, may not hold overnight, so you make 84 cents, or if you do hold overnight, $1.63. And again, you're going to have the same scenario with the down cycles. Down cycles, which is why you trade smaller amounts, try to go for quicker profits. They're going to be literally you're working against the trend. So these down cycles don't always guarantee a downward price trend. They're basically just telling you that price has to cycle through these down cycles to enter a new up cycle. So again, you could ignore them. You don't have to trade them. In stronger, more volatile stocks like Nvidia, I don't necessarily recommend you trade them. Just trade the primary cycles. Just trade the primary cycles. The primary cycles are very, very clean. Wait for the bullish setup, trade the bullish trend. Wait for the bearish setup, trade the bearish trend. Don't even bother with the counter trend cycles. Just trade what is dominant. And again, that's a key point. So let's pick something else. I don't know, let's pick Microsoft. So look here, 30-minute Microsoft chart. Where's our dominant trend? I'm going to just highlight this with you. We're below everything. The ultimate 382 and unique 382 levels right here. This is bearish. So here's our dominant bearish trending. Okay, we get above the unique ultimate 382 levels. We're bullish until we get below it. We get back below it right here. So at this point, we are bearish again into this level. We slightly bullish right here because of this rotation. We go back into neutral trending right here. So that's slightly bullish, meaning it is bullish, but you know, we would be in a downtrend almost immediately, meaning we would catch this move maybe for a day, you know, an hour or two, and then we would be in a downtrend. We wouldn't want to trade it. Then we go right back into neutral trending. Once we get into the middle range here, this is neutral trending. So at this point, we are neutral. We shouldn't want to be trading this. This is neutral. And of course, back over here, we were bullish. So over here, we were completely bullish. Let's see how long we were bullish. Oh boy, we had a good move. So we were bullish from way over here all the way to way over there. All bullish. And of course, we were back over here. We were bearish. This is actually neutral. You see how we moved back? This is the unique 382 level, and this is the ultimate 382 level. So right in here, let me grab this and show you that we were neutral. So as soon as we move back into this unique and ultimate 382 level, right basically here, all the way up to here, this is neutral. And the reason we're neutral is because we're within these levels, and they can separate, creating this gap right here. that means that we're not getting any real defined trending. We're in a neutral trend. So you can still trade these rotations. You know, you want to use the systems to become more effective. But when we're in this area here, solid bearish trending, you can see here, very solid bearish trending all the way down. And then we go into a little bit of neutral trending here. I'm going to highlight this, little bit of neutral trending here. And then we go back into bearish trending here. I did that wrong, so I'll just move this over here. And you can see as long as we stay below these levels, we're in bearish trending. And then we get back a little bit into neutral trending here. That means we got to be cautious. Now, what does cautious mean? Cautious means you're not as aggressive. You can't be. Cut your positions. Take your profits. Don't try to bet the farm on any major trend because probably not going to be a very good outcome. And then we move back into neutral trending right back over here. So you can see how I've highlighted this. This gives you, look, I get rid of this. This gives you a pretty good idea of trending. That's what this is really designed to do, is to help you see and understand trending so that you can trade efficiently using the systems that I provide you. And you can see how we've got this breakdown mode, neutral, breakdown mode, neutral, breakdown mode, neutral, break up mode, neutral, break up mode, neutral, breakdown mode. And this tells you how you want to trade. You want to be aggressively shorting here, trying to pick trades here, be neutral. Aggressively shorting here, be neutral. Aggressively shorting here, be neutral. Just wait it out. It's only a couple of days. Be aggressively long here, be neutral. And of course, when it moves against your long trend, you're not trying to buy into all of this. You just wait it out. Bullish here through a little bit of a move, wait out the pullback, neutral, now into bearish trending. But now look, we come in here, we add the cycles, whole other world. Okay, whole other world. Cycle bottoms, look here, cycle bottoms, trying to get into our bullish mode. Cycle bottom, coming back over here. Cycle bottom right here. Cycle bottom right here. Cycle bottom right here. Okay, you see what I'm highlighting? Cycle tops right here. So here's a cycle top breaking downward. Here's a cycle top right here. Right at the beginning of the trend. Beautiful. Cycle top, big cycle top way over here. Big cycle top way back here. But again, these cycles apply everywhere. And it's just a matter of finding them. You do get breakdowns throughout these patterns. You get a little rotation right here. Not much of a profit there. And then we get a breakdown here. And of course, we get breakdowns through these neutral zones. We get a little breakdown right here. This was the big move, though. And again, the other thing I want to point out is this, is that notice how the cycle system tells us big breakdowns happen when we get into deeper lows. So watch the green line. We get into deeper lows, you're getting a big, deep cycle low. When you get a moderate below 50 here, this is called a moderate cycle low. This is a moderate, probably a moderate deep cycle low. But you're going to also get periods where you get these price rotations, and I call these soft lows. These are soft lows. They're soft because the cycle system did not move down into or below the 50 level. And you can see here, soft low, moderate soft low, moderate soft low, moderate deep low, not huge, moderate deep low, And again, you can play these based on learning how the cycle systems actually operate. Moderate, very soft low, very soft low, soft low, soft low, moderate deep low. So you can see these playing out very cleanly, and you can see these playing out very efficiently as price rolls up and down. And again, it doesn't matter. We can do it on daily, we can do it on weekly, we can do it on anything. In fact, weekly sometimes is very clean. Check out weekly, get rid of all the drawing. So there's Microsoft. What do you think? Look at the trending system. I mean, literally, look at the trending system. Now let's put this back. Let's look at the breakdowns. Bearish trending right here, bullish trending right here, all the way up, still in bullish mode back here, neutral trending right here, very clean cycles, cycle low, coming back through here, I'll mark it right here, and make it a light green, cycle low, cycle low, cycle low, cycle low, moderate little cycle low right here, cycle low right here. Come on, mouse. And it looks like we're getting close to a cycle low back over here. And again, cycle high. So here we go. I mean, like I said, guys, I want you to see this. I want you to be able to see the value in this. If you can visualize this, like I'm trying to show you, cycle high, breakdown right there. Cycle high. I mean, we get a little rotation here, but nothing major. So let's come back over here, mark this cycle high, mark this cycle high, mark this cycle high, and mark this cycle high. Okay, there it is. There's our guttural breakdown of this entire chart. And again, just for posterity's sake, we are completely bullish through here. We are completely bearish through here. In other words, this is the dominant trend, is bullish. We don't have to guess. We're not trying to, oh, what is it? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? What is it? We know it's bullish, and we don't have to guess. And then this moves us into neutral trending, meaning that we become very cautious, become very protective of our trades. Try to go for quick targets. Don't try to leave ourselves openly exposed. And then this again is our neutral area here, because we're in between the ultimate and unique 382 levels here. And it's also because we're in between the ultimate and unique 382 levels here, really all the way down to here. You see how we're in between this level and this level. We're in between this level and this level. Eventually we get above them right here. That puts us back into, you know, now look, right over here. I missed it. We're actually in neutral trending right here. We're in between the ultimate and unique 382 level. We're back in neutral trending. It's that simple. And now you've applied your ability. You know that you're going up. From here, you know you're going up. You know you're in a counter trend. You know you're going up. You know you're in a counter trend. You miss a little bit of this move. You know you're going up. You know you're in a counter trend. Okay, you know you're going up. You know you're in a counter trend. It's the ability of giving you control of your trading, and you can apply this back down to a daily or a 20 or a 30 minute. You know what's going on. You're not guessing anymore. You're not looking at some indicator going, well, should I buy or should I sell? What should I do? What's the direction? You know, what's the risk? What's the real criteria? You come back over here and you know that we're in a neutral trend right now. Look at this Microsoft. You know we're in a neutral trend. You know that we're looking at a downtrend and we're going to be coming up to some sort of a basing level coming up in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, okay? We come back down here to daily. Daily is telling us that we're in a moderate downtrend. We're actually bearish because we're below the unique and ultimate 382 levels. We're off of this high. We're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend. So we should technically be looking at a bearish trade right now. Ultimately, we're in a downtrend. This is giving us a bearish signal. We come back down here to 4 hours. 4 hours is telling us that we're bearish. We're below the unique and ultimate 382 levels. We've just peaked off of this level here. Looks like we're topping. We're bearish here and we're moving down here. So we get a nice solid bearish trigger here as well, leading us into a downtrend. We come down here to a 1 hour. Okay, we're off of the unique 382 and ultimate levels. We're bearish again. We're moving up to a cycle high. We don't want to be taking any trades yet, so we're waiting for it. And again, we're moving off of this cycle low and moving off this cycle low. So essentially, we're waiting on the 1 hour, giving us an opportunity. Come down to the 30-minute. Ooh, very close to a nice cycle high. Look here. Very close to a nice cycle high. We're in downward trending, bearish trending, looking like we get a downward cross here, looking like we're about to roll here. Could get a nice big setup tomorrow morning to the downside. And if we come all the way back down here to 5-minute, here we go. We're in neutral trending. We broke down a little bit. We're close to a cycle high. Rolled into bearish trending here off of this system. Rolled into a low, but we're still in neutral trending here. So off the 5-minute, we would be cautiously short right now, waiting for this cycle high to set up, possibly trying to move down into this area, pick up $1 or $1.50 on this trade. All you had to do was just use the data, and it's right there in front of you, and it's telling you cycle low, cycle high, cycle low, cycle high, cycle low, cycle high. Now we're getting ready to roll into that cycle high. Instead of trying to chase this base, trying to buy into it, thinking it's going to go up and up and up and up and up, you know we're coming into a cycle high. And you know that cycle highs lead to cycle lows. And if you're smart, you would be waiting before you wanted to try to buy. You would be either waiting out this sell mode, this cycle high, or you would be trying to buy into this lower cycle low period down here. And again, it works with anything, guys. I don't care. Pick something. It'll work. I promise you, it'll work. You do have to learn a little bit. You do have to pay attention. I know this is an hour long, but I want you to see it works with anything. Weekly, come back out here. This is the FTSE. We're in long mode. You can tell. We're coming off a cycle low, coming off a cycle low. We're up in exhaustion up here, coming off a cycle low that occurred way back over here. So we're in a bullish mode right now. Dollar index. We are bearish. We're in a downward trend. We're off a cycle high back over here. We are hooking. We are in an upward hook here, upward hook here, upward hook here. We'll likely find some support, but we are generally bearish on the US dollar right now. It looks like it's moving downward. Crude oil. Weekly. We are bearish. Down to 67. Boy, look at that. That's the number I predicted. 67, 68. We have had a cycle high right here. We're in a downward trend. We're below the unique and ultimate 382 levels. We are bearish. And we wouldn't be chasing this right now because we're already down here in this cycle low on a weekly basis. I mean, a small position, maybe you could chase it. Very tight, though. You would have been better off selling back over here 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. I don't know. What do you want to look at? We already looked at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at gold. Gold. We're in bullish trending on weekly. We're up near a cycle high. This is a pretty high level here. We are rolling downward, consolidating. We're into exhaustion patterns here. We're in full-on bullish trending mode. Gold needs to roll on a weekly basis. It needs to roll, and it may take 2-3 months to roll, meaning that we're going to be into maybe 2020 December or January, February, March 2025 before we see a big cycle low. Now, the other thing you can do with these cycles is that oftentimes you're going to find time cycles that exist on a very regular basis. So, might be hard to find it here on gold. I can see the gap between these two is pretty unique. The gap between these two is pretty unique, meaning it's structured. It's really kind of hard to play this. Let's come back over here. Okay, so we got the gap between these two. So let's try this. I'm going to try to go from here to here. And what I'm looking for here, guys, is alignment in lows. All right, maybe. That might work, maybe. So I got alignment here, alignment here, alignment here, no alignment there, alignment here, alignment here, and alignment here. So these might be broader cycles. And what that would give me the ability to do would be to potentially then take these cycles and do something like this, creating these 3 or 4 cycle events. There we go. So these look like big events. Swing up, down to a base. Rotation cycle. Swing into a cycle. Swing into a cycle. And swing into a cycle. That would mean that potentially this upward cycle is going to last from essentially this area all the way up potentially into this area. June 2025. Okay, and that means that we could get rolling cycle trends, kind of like that, maybe. It's just a guess, but it's there. It's visible for you to see. Can you not see it? I mean, it is visible there. Look, I can come right over here, and I can draw these little independent little cycles. Okay, I'm going to try to pick the little ones now. So let's just pick basically from here to here. And again, what I'm looking for, guys, is how do they line up? That's what I want to see. How do they line up? Okay, and there we go. Because we're getting pretty good alignment. We're getting lows here, lines with this cycle, lines here, lines down here with this cycle, off a little here, lines here, lines here, lines here, lines here, off a little bit here, but lines with this cycle, close to this low here, aligns with this lower cycle down here, aligns with this cycle here, aligns with this pull up here. I mean, it's close, okay? And this means that you can see here that if we spread this out, you can almost see these cycles. If I were to then redraw this off of these cycles, you're going to be possibly looking at a cycle event coming up here, rolling into a low, rolling back up into a high, rolling down into a low, kind of like that. And that would play right along with these cycle events if I'm correct. And it gives you an idea here that you've got a move up that should last all the way maybe up until this area, October, November of 2024. Then you'll have a potential low in December, roughly 6th. Then you'll have a potential peak somewhere maybe around April 28th. and then you'll have a potential low somewhere around June 30th. And all I'm doing is I'm mapping the cycles from here up, down, up, down. Cycle events. That's all it is. Okay, hope this helps. Remember, this is designed to empower you to be able to trade more efficiently, more functionally, all the way you want. And again, it works on anything. I mean, I haven't shown you yet, but we can go all the way down here to 15 seconds, and it would do the exact same thing. Exact same setup, exact same techniques, exact same cycles, exact same trending. Everything is exactly the same. It works on any symbol, any interval. It works on anything. You just have to learn to use it efficiently. That's it. Okay, guys, talk to you later.